कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन बल्लभी बरहारी जय गोपी जन बल्लभ गिरधारी यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरावनचारि यमुना तीरावनचारि जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे राधा हरे अमर हरे राधे जय प्रभु कर जय प्रभु कर प्रभु कर जय प्रभु कर जय प्रभु कर प्रभु कर प्रभु कर ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायण नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं ततो जयमुदीरये Chapter 9, text number 42. That is Brahma's prayers for creative energy. Amatmanam dhata prestasan presampi atomaya tukuyad adiyasti priya amatmanam dhata prestasan presamapi atomaya tukuyad dehadiyasti priya Amatmanam dhata prestasan presamapi atomaya kuryat dehadiyasti priya अहमात्मात्मनं धाता अहमात्मात्मनं धाता कृष्णसन् प्रेयसामपि तो मयि कुर्यात् देहादियत्कृते प्रिय Consciousness and support by His divine grace, Prabhupada ki jai. Aham, I am. Atma, Atmanam, the soul. Dhata, director, the dearest. Son, being. Priyasam, all dear things. Api, certainly. Ata, therefore. Mai, unto me. Ratim, attachment. Kuryat, one to do. Deha, adi, the body and mind. Yet krite, on whose account. Very dear. I am the super soul of every individual. I am the supreme director and the dearest. People are wrongly attached to the gross and soul body, but they should be attached to me only. I am the super soul of every individual. I am the supreme director and the dearest. People are wrongly attached to the gross and soul body, to me only. Homogeneity Miranda, again, Sarada, again, the Supreme Lord telling Brahma how devotional service works and what people are supposed to do. So he said he is the super soul of every individual soul. I am seated in everyone's heart. From me comes numerous knowledge and forgetfulness. That's how the Lord said in Bhagavad Gita. The same thing he is repeating here. He is the super soul. The soul and the super soul. Two identities are there in the heart. One is the soul and the other one is the super soul. So the Lord says He is the super soul of every individual. The supreme who lives in the body of the heart. And the supreme director and the creator. गति भट्टा प्रभु साक्षी निवास शरणम सुहित प्रभु प्रलय स्थानम निदानम निमोदयम. He is the dearest to him. Nobody is such a great friend but the Lord is. Lord becomes the dearest friend and he lives in the heart of all living beings. And that's why he is the supreme director. Although we do certain things in our way, but then there is a Lord revealing from within the heart what is right and what is not right. Because our intelligence, its ideas are mostly given by the Lord because jnana. The jnana or knowledge comes from the Supreme Lord. Jnana is not automatic. There is super soul within the core of the heart, that's why the jnana comes in our mind. We are thinking there is a super soul within the core of the heart and he gives direction. For every individual. And people are grossly attached to gross and soul bodies. As we can see, most people are their body, thinking body is everything, body is all to all. But really, body is not all to all. Mind and intelligence is more. Uh, and besides that, beyond the mind and intelligence, it comes to soul's position and then beyond the soul person comes to God's vision. But every individual in this world are wrongly attached. They are choosing a wrong path, becoming attached to the body, subtle and gross body. But the Lord says here they should be attached to me only. That's the way to live. That one should become attached to God and live with God. Always thinking of God, always chanting His glory. Manmana bhavamad bhakto madhyadima namaskuru mahave siti. Satyante katijani me. Come me, devotee, to me, and you will certainly come to me because you are very dear to me. That's how Lord said. So, instead of doing that, we are wrongly attached to our gross body and soul body, thinking this body, mind, we are thinking process is mind, everything is mind, there is no other being, and everyone just like this. Asuras also think this way. Asatyam pratistamte jagadahuranishwaram aparaswara sambhutam kimanya kamahartikam. Besides the loss, there is nothing. Everything is based on loss. That's how most people are directed. They think there is no supreme, we are everything. So such persons will think there is no jagadahuranishwaram aparaswara sambhutam kimanya kamahartikam. And besides, there is no is the main factor that drives the living entity. Besides karma, there is nothing, no other cause. So that's why Bhagavad Gita explains that's why people are wrongly attached to their gross and body thinking karma is everything, karma is the cause of this creation, and we should fulfill the karma as much as possible. So this sort of thinking people bring. So if we bring that, then we are choosing a wrong path. It's not a right path. So good to think this way, okay? Absolute wrong path, and that will lead you to a misery. So when we live, so this way, because they have chosen the wrong path, so it's all going to cause a misery. Let's read the book of the verse. But they should, we supposed to Lord alone, and as long as we don't do that, we will be attached. We will be following the wrong path. What you are looking. Better? Hmm.
They say the world and the world is demand that
Yes, demon, those who don't believe in God are all demons. Because there is no other God that on the mind. Sex, there is no sex, other cause than lost. So those people who believe God existence, they are all demons. Even if they don't come to the take it seriously. So this is the word. The Supreme Lord, the personality of Godhead, is the dearest in both the conditioned and liberated state. liberated or you are conditioned, the Lord is the dearest object. Conditioned state also God helps by giving knowledge from within. Liberated state also the God is always there. So in both states of mind, the Supreme Lord is the personality of Godhead is the dearest object. Does not know that the Lord is the only dearest object. Then he is in the conditioned state of life, and when one knows very well that the Lord is the only dearest object, state. So this is what the difference is, that the conditioned state is not dear. God position is not there, uh, but when person comes to know that Lord is the dearest object, not in conditioned state. And if one perfectly knows well that the Lord is the only, then that person is liberated. He will be liberated very soon. There are degrees of with the Lord depending on the degree of realization as to why the Lord is the most object of everything. Various stages of devotional service. Some are very high in the pure devoted state, some are just starting, some are just kind of touching. Only. So this is our various state of being there. And according to one's relationship with the Lord, uh, different degree of realization comes, and it is ultimately into the liberation state. The real reason is really stated in Bhagavad Gita 15:7. लोके जीवभूत सनातन मनसस्तानिंद्रियाणि प्रकृतिस्थानि कर्षति. What does he say? All living entities are a fragmental part and parcel of me. Uh, but they are struggling very hard with the senses, which includes the mind. Uh, that's how he explains. So, but some have realized it, some don't realize it. They will be heading for liberation. Those who don't realize it, they will be heading for samsara, the birth and death. That's why, uh, depending on how much one you have, how much realization you have come in about the Supreme Personality about it, that much benefit you. It's very clear that all living entities are part and parcel of Krishna. Mamai Bhamsu, Amsa, a part. So we are all a small part of the God. Amsa. A part of God situated in our heart is what he is talking about. That Amsa is the soul. Uh, that Amsa, a small fragmental portion of the Lord situated in the heart, is the part of the God, and that is the soul. The soul gives uh, the soul and the Lord together is situated in the heart with knowledge, forgetfulness, and remembrance. Entities are eternally parts and parcel of the Supreme Lord. From forever, they are part and parcel of the Lord, and they have no beginning and end. And living entities and Supreme Lord both are considered to be beginningless. There is no beginning. When they started their venture, there is no beginning, no end. Called the Atma and the Lord is called the Paramatma. Atma and Paramatma are both situated in the heart and they direct the living entity from one body to another. The living entity is called Brahman the Parabrahman or the Parameswara. Brahman, Brahman is called living entity, and Parabrahman is the same soul, the Lord of the Lord. Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarvakarana Karana, which is known as Krishna, is the Supreme Godhead. He has no cause other than, and he is the cause of all causes. That's how Brahma Samhita explains how he is the cause of all causes, and there is no cause beyond him, and he is the ultimate cause of every cause. The conditioned souls who do not have self-realization accept the material body as the dearmost. Know that there is God in the heart, they will accept the body as the dearmost object of everything. But the body is perishable, body is not going to last forever. As for the soul, soul is going to last forever. So that's why material body has uh, there, those who do not realize the self, they accept the material body as everything is the most dearest object of everything. By every action they do, they try to protect the body. The the idea of the dearmost is then spread all over the body, both concentrated and extended. The soul from the heart expands its influences all over the body. Uh, from the heart, it spreads the influences all over the body, and that is consciousness. Consciousness is spread from the heart to the entire body system. So that the soul's all pervading soul influences all over the body. Yeah. The soul is the soul spreads the consciousness throughout the body from the heart.
No.
Yeah. So there is the verse. Maya tatamidam sarvam jagadya. There is another verse. The, so the rearmost object is in that and it spreads all over the body, both concentrated and extended. The attachment for one's own body and its extension, like children and relatives, is actually developed real living entity. Attachment for one's body and later on makes children and relatives expand into uh, relatives and children, and they develop on the living entity. Develop this relationship expands, and in this way, the persons become attached to families and children. As soon as the real living entity is out of the body, even the body of the most dear son is reactive. I just took from the bias. Bias, you know, bias. What is it? Uh, the attachment for one's body and extensions like children and relatives actually develop on the basis of the real living entity. The real living entity is out of the body. When the person dies, then the most dear body, if he is a son or daughter, then it is no more attractive. Person doesn't want to look at it because the living entity within the body is out of the body. And then the body is useless, then body is thrown in the garbage. Therefore, the living spark or eternal part of the Supreme is the real basis of affection and not the body. So what is here is within the heart, the living spark that makes the body work. If the living spark leaves the body, then body has no value and body is useless and there is no affection. As long as the soul is there, everybody likes it, but when the soul is out of the body is a garbage. It's just thrown into place. So there is no more there. Therefore, the living spark or the eternal part of the Supreme is the real affection and not the because the living entities are also part of the whole living because the living entities are also part of the whole living entity. That supreme living entity is the factual basis of affection for all. If you really look into it, who we are loving, we think this is our son, this is our daughter, or this is our body, this is our wife. This sort of thing we think, but really it is all soul we are talking about. The one that person actually loves. If the soul and super soul leaves the body, then no matter which body it is, it becomes likes to be with that body. So really, if you look into a deeper part, then it is the soul and the super soul that person loves. If they are out of the body, then the body is useless, nobody likes it. Nobody wants to give it a name or even want to go near to the body. So that's why body has no meaning, but the soul and super soul is the important part of the body. श्री राधा माधव हरि की जय, श्रीनाथ गोपाल की जय, श्री गौर निताय की जय. They are also part of the whole living entity that supreme living entity is the actual basic solution for all. Living entity, the God living inside the body is the one who has forgotten the basic of love. Everything has only flickering love because he is in Maya. So what people think that, oh, this is my love, this is my children, this is my wife, my husband, it is really, uh, it is the God with that we are loving. God leaves the body, then no more affection. It's only flickering love and he is in Maya. Flickering love that we show is all in Maya. The more one is affected by the principles of Maya, the more he is detached from the basic principles of love. The more one is affected by the principles of Maya, the principles of Maya, the more he is detached from the basic principles of love. So as long as we don't understand that the body is not real thing, but the soul and super soul is the basis of love, that long he is more attached to the body and he is not in the real principles of love. So that long he is detached from the love. One cannot actually love anything unless he is fully developed in the loving service of the Lord. So such a love has no meaning as long as one doesn't understand that there is a supreme within the body. Not complete and that love has no meaning until there is a love inside our heart for God. In the present verse, stress given to focusing love upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead. What did he say? He said people are wrongly attached to their God and subtle God. They should be attached to me only. That's what God said. So The word kuryat is significant here. This means one must have it. It says that must have more and more attachment to the principles of love. What does that mean? Always have more and more love for its supreme person than our flesh and subtle body. So, unless we understand this, the principles of Maya. It is just to stress that we must have more and more attachment to the principles of love. The influence of Maya is experienced by the spiritual entity, by the part and parcel spiritual entity, but it cannot influence the super soul, the Paramatma. Not affected by Maya. Philosophers accepting the influence of Maya on the living entity want to become one with the Paramatma. So what does the Mayavada philosophers say? That we become God ourselves with Paramatma. But because they have no actual love for Paramatma, they remain ever entrapped by the Maya, unable to approach the vicinity of Paramatma. Ignorant, they do not have love for Paramatma. Paramatma is situated in the heart, principle, but as long as we don't accept there is a Paramatma and he is the soul of soul and he is to be loved, then the Mayavadi people who follow principles that we are God and we are everything, utilization of the love. Love is still misutilized and they cannot approach the area of Paramatma. They will stay far from Paramatma understanding and it is influenced by the Maya. Reality is due to the lack of affection for Paramatma. So having no affection for Paramatma, the Supreme Soul, they don't understand what the actual love is. A rich miser does not know how to utilize his wealth, and therefore, in spite of his being very rich, his misery behavior keeps him everlastingly a poor man. A rich man has a lot of money, but if he doesn't know how to utilize his wealth properly, then he will always remain a poor man. But a rich man who knows the actual meaning of richness is to utilize the rich in proper place, then he can be called a rich man. Otherwise, he is everlastingly a poor man. On the other hand, a person who knows how to utilize wealth can quickly become a rich man, even with a small credit balance. Another person who knows how to utilize wealth, proper behavior, proper kind of people, then he a rich man soon with a very small balance of credit. The eyes and the sun are very intimately related because without sunlight, the eyes are unable to see. So here Prabhupada gives the example of eyes, that eyes and suns are very intimately related, eyes are unable to see. We cannot see if the eyes are not there. But the other part of the body being attached to the sun as a source of warmth take more advantage of the sun than do the eyes. As for other part of the body, they want the warmth the of the sun, and that sun gives us the happiness for the body. Affection for the sun, the eyes cannot bear the rays of the sun. So unless we have affection for the sun, the eyes uh, cannot bear the uh, the poet. Eyes have no capacity to understand the utility of the sun rays. The eyes who doesn't understand the different positions, they cannot understand how much utility is there on the sun rays. Similarly, the empiric philosophers, despite their theoretical knowledge of Brahman, cannot utilize the mercy of the Supreme Brahman. So empiric philosophers, even though they know a little bit of knowledge about Brahman, they cannot utilize the mercy of the Supreme Brahman because they lack affection. They have no affection for the Supreme Lord, even though they may say Brahman Satya, Brahman Satya Jagan Mithya, Brahman Satyam Jagan Mithya, but there is they have no love for the Supreme who stays in the core of the heart. So, uh, despite their theoretical knowledge, they remain mm, lack of they cannot love the Supreme Lord. So many impersonal philosophers remain everlastingly under the influence of Maya, because although they indulge in theoretical knowledge of Brahman, affection for Brahman, nor do they have any scope for advancement because of their defective method. Brahman realization that everything is Brahman, we become Brahman, we are all one with God, this sort of understanding and this sort of thing that Mayavadi people talk, they will not have actual knowledge of Brahman and their theoretical knowledge that Brahman is everything and we become Brahman. For such a action, they will remain far from the affection of the Lord because of the defective method. A devotee of the sun god, even though devoid of eyesight, can see the sun god as he is even from this planet. Whereas one who is not a devotee of the sun cannot be, even bear the glaring sunlight. So the example is given like the sun and the one who knows the sun. If he knows the sun, then he is aware of the sun and he has affection for the sun. But the one who doesn't know the sun, even though he may see sun, he will not have the actual benefit of the sun. Far away from the sun planet. Whereas one who is not a devotee of the sun cannot even bear the glaring sunlight. Similarly, by the devotional service, even though one is not on the level of Jnani, one can see the personality of Godhead within himself due to his development of pure love. The same way, when in on devotional service, even though one is in the level of he is not the Jnani, so then one can see personality of Godhead within himself due to his development of pure love. Having a pure love for the Lord culminates in everything. The God of God who lives in the core of the heart gives him intelligence, even though he may not be a great jnani, but he has the knowledge of love of God and he is far more better than the jnani who doesn't understand that the Lord is inside the core of the heart. In all circumstances, one should try to develop love of Godhead and all that will solve the contending problem. So no matter what happens, one should love the Supreme Lord, and that will solve all problems of life because there is a love that lives in the core of the heart, and that is the God of God, the Supreme Soul, the Paramatma, Parabrahman. And if we can develop a love for that God, then all the problems of life are solved. But if we cannot love and we cannot think of the Lord, then we will remain in a bewildering state. So today's mostly focuses on Lord telling how the Lord is the super soul of every individual. Every individual, we are all different beings. We have our body, individual body, being Lord situated in the heart, and He is the supreme director. Even though we think that we are driving our body, but actually from within the heart, the Lord gives the intelligence, and He is doing the dear friend. He is the dearest of all. But people are attached to gross body and soul body because of their attachment to the gross and soul body, love of Godhead. They should only be attached to Supreme Lord alone, giving up attachment to their gross and soul body. Any other? Well, mm, mm, mm. When the pot is broken, the sky within the pot becomes like whole sky. Then with the soul, when the body is destroyed, it takes it takes its own personal form. Hmm. It takes the original form of Atma, Supreme Soul. Go back to the Supreme Soul. It takes its original form. Yes. Spiritual identity means it goes back to the position of the soul. And that's an important verse in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Vataka se Brahma Sampad Dete Puna. तो कुछ में नहीं होगा लेकिन this verse is an important one to understand how the soul remains. When the pot is broken, when the pot is broken, the sky within the pot becomes like the whole sky. Atma within the body, it becomes, it takes its position when the body is destroyed. Karma, well, it takes, but then by the laws of nature, it's not pure, completely pure, then again it assumes new body.
तो भाई मम्मी डायबिटीज से ऊपर जाती है तब
That's only pure. If it is a pure soul, it is attached to God. That one is for Maharaj Pariksit. That is telling for Maharaj Pariksit.
If you are that saint, that will hold Bhagavatam for politics, not for us.
What it's trying to tell is if you are attached to God, then it goes to God. If it's not attached to God, then it is new body. And for a very little time, it assumes its original position. But then, gross and subtle bodies are not pure. Then it assumes a new body right after that. Pure attached to God, and it goes to God and becomes like God. It's not God, but it assumes similar to God. Yeah, that's verse of Bhagavatam. Yes.